Oh yeah.
All right.
What's going
Number
on?
9.
What's going on?
There
That
we
intro,
go.
that
There
was
we
good.
go.
Oh,
What's going on, everybody?
good morning to
David.
you all.
Sorry, David.
You did
Had to do it.
That was awesome.
Good stuff.
I almost put that one with you with the bottle, but I changed it.
What's going on, everybody?
Hey, we
Happy
got some
Tuesday.
people in our chat going already.
Oh, nice.
Super TA 329 was the first one here. Hey, Super TA.
Get out of here.
We got
Man,
on
man.
training.
Vince from Rooted Lawn Care is in.
Nice.
What's up, Vince?
Hey, Vince. Welcome back.
What's up, Jason
Bond.
Bond?
My boy Mark Ribbons.
Ribbons?
Nice ass lawns.
That's my boy.
Nice.
That's my boy Francis.
Great lawn.
He said he finally get to catch a live show, so glad you could be here.
Well, yeah, glad you joined.
Oh, Blecky's loving on the glasses, Zach.
Oh yeah,
So,
you got to keep it green, right? Right, Dave?
Yeah, happy St. Patty's Day tomorrow, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did everybody do a green beer tonight? What's going on?
No,
Got some green water.
Yeah.
Water.
I'm in my 30s with a kid and a minivan, and I've traded in the days of the green beer for helping my daughter set up her leprechaun trap for tonight. So
Nice. Hopefully you catch one tonight.
I wild night tonight. Catch a leprechaun.
Traded those days for getting on cam with 13 dudes. I mean, you can't beat it.
Yes.
Hey, I'm gonna give a shout out to Olee. Hey, Olee, I got my first cheer wine tonight. First
Oh,
cheer
man.
wine.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm thirsty.
Gonna
And a
take-
bag of fertilizer. You living it
and a
up
bag
today.
of fertilizer. Yeah, I got the Screaming Green 1623 today.
Nice.
Excited for that.
Oh,
It's
that was
awesome.
good.
And yeah, my green hat doesn't work.
All right, should we get this started?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. What is going on, everybody? Hey, I'm glad everyone is here for episode number 9 of this St. Patty's Day kind of themed. I know Zach is going on out, and that's awesome. I forgot my glasses in my underwear drawer, but that's okay. I'm all good with that. I hope everyone is having a great day, but this is going to be a good one, guys. It's talking biostimulants. I can't wait to get into that. And also, we have a couple things to give away, so I hope you guys stick around for that. But I say let's raise a glass and keep off the grass.
Keep off the grass.
Thirsty.
Well, I don't know who wants to start us off with some biostimulant talk, but let's go around.
What's cold?
Talk about what a biostimulant is.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to learn something from this all tonight. What is this biostimulant?
yeah, I definitely think it's gonna be a learning lesson for half of us and then half the audience. So I think it's gonna be a good one.
Who's got their tabs open, ready to teach us something? Let's go.
What's
Well-
what's the different types? What is a biostimulant and what is a common one considered a biostimulant?
So I'll tell you what I think a biostimulant is. It's something that probably does like the micronutrients or feeds dirt. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there.
It's a little different than a macro or micronutrient. It's a product or a substance that you apply to your turf to stimulate a biological response, or you apply in your soil to stimulate a biological response on the plant itself. So I think that's kind of it's basically something that's not a macro or micronutrient that you apply to your turf to help it, or into your soil to help the plant biology, help the plant structure, help the plant at like the hormonal level. Those are the kind of things that are biostimulants.
So it's not a fertilizer.
Not per se. No, not in the way of, you're going to go get a bag of, 12, 12, 12 or something like that. And I mean, fertilizers can have biostimulants in them. like the old Carbon Earth products and Matt Martin's new line. He adds peptides into his fertilizer products as a biostimulant to stimulate root growth and root hair development because of the importance of that root growth cycle in the plant and turf health. So
you're talking about plant and turf health. I mean, isn't this about the soil?
In a way, yeah. Or some biostimulants are applied directly to the plant too, like a foliar application of kelp. That's the best way for kelp to get absorbed, and that has those cytokine hormones in it that actually kind of stimulate the plant growth and the root development of the plant itself. So you can put
a lot of that in the chat. Is sea kelp.
Yeah.
My Lance says sea kelp, Mark Ribbon sea kelp, Dave Bilecki kelp. So that seems to be kind of the popular one then.
Yeah, that's a big one, and that's my favorite.
That's my favorite too.
Sounded to me like you were talking about steroids. That's what I thought you were talking about for a minute.
Yeah, they're what are they? Human growth hormone, plant growth plant growth hormones.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, it's about the same thing if you think about it. Because it's a additive that's going to take everything and stimulate it above and beyond its normal expectation, I guess you would say.
Right.
So that's why Mr. Lush is so huge, because he takes he's drinking sea kelp before his workouts. I mean, we figured it out, David.
Yeah. That's where that beard comes from too, right? You're rubbing RGS on your face to get the root hair going, right?
Salty.
So sea kelp only liquid, or is there granular that you could put down too?
A lot of time, I mean, I only know of liquid, and a lot of times you can get it in a powdered form, just so you don't got to ship water necessarily. So you can get it in a powdered form and mix it up in a solution.
Yeah, and just to clarify too, like I think a big difference too is like the plant needs macro and micronutrients for its health, and that should be part of like your fertility plan. But at a basic fundamental level, you don't necessarily need biostimulants; they just help. So it's something beyond a nutrient that your plant needs for its growth and its health. These are things that we can do to help the plant biology and help the soil structure, things like that.
Yeah, I'm really like what Zach's talking about is that soil. I want to treat the soil more or less than just what I'm growing. I want to make sure the soil is healthy and ready to go.
Right.
So basically, I mean, go ahead.
I was going to say, Sean, as you said, this is a perfect example of one of those, like, you don't have to do it. This is a perfect example of, if you know what you're doing, you got the income, let's say, or you got the will to go out there and just make it even better. This is a perfect topic that we're talking about, that you can do it if you want to, but the core foundation of doing it, I don't believe it's a part of it. It's kind of it's that above and beyond, so.
It's kind of like if you're looking at, you can have a nice lawn without it, but using a lot of organic products, humic acid type products, you can kind of prolong your fertilizer application, and you can also have it eventually a more self-sustaining lawn in the future, so you don't have to keep pounding it every year. So it's kind of like if you're looking at your lawn just for season by season, or if you're looking at it for like, how do I want to improve it the next 10 years? I think it's, I think using them is beneficial.
Right. Yeah. And like short-term things too, like putting kelp on your grass to get the roots growing and growing deep. That helps, especially in my location, helps my lawn get through summer heat and summer drought because the roots are down a little deeper. So, it's things like that you're doing to kind of just improve your grass and kind of, get the edge over, a neighbor that doesn't know about them. Right.
Like, I know last year was the first time I'd ever used them. I had used the root hume from Simple Lawn Solutions. That root hume is the one that's got the sea kelp in it, or is that the soil hume?
Soil.
Okay, so soil hume. I get them confused. But first time I'd ever used it, and I used it probably like late July, August. So at that point in the Midwest, it's dry, and our color is not there. But I threw that down and started getting some good water on it, and the turnaround on my color was amazing. And at that point, I was like, "Yep, this is definitely going in my bag of goodies for the next couple of years." So when I used it for the first time, I was convinced that it definitely brought out a lot of that nutrient that was in the plant that, with the dormancy essentially in the summer heat, it was holding back, and you could tell that as soon as I put that on, it was like, boom, like, let's go.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And if you do that now and start, as your spring growth cycle is really kicking up, that'll get your lawn prepped for that summer heat and summer drought too, and be able to withstand it or get through it and recover from it a lot better.
Yeah, I'm actually planning Sunday.
Nice.
Looking at the weather and everything. It's this weekend here in the Midwest. We're in the 40s and it's getting down to 20s at night. And we had some snow. Nothing like Colorado. They got pounded on. But it's going to start climbing back up. It looks like. So I think Sunday I'm going to do a split app pre-emergent, and I'm going to throw down some soil hume. Get that down, get that spread out, and then, like I said, as the temps climb, and give it some time to really do its thing. So
nice.
That's my plan.
Welcome to the 2021 lawn season, Nate.
Yeah.
So you
exactly.
while we're talking about kelp, so you don't want to put it down when it's sunny out, correct? And you do not want to. You want to watch how hot it is as well. So typically, you want to put it down early in the morning, late in the evening, and it also, like Sean said, it's taken up through the plant, sea kelp specifically. So you really don't want rain right after, and you don't want to pound it with water right after. You want to let that soak in through the foliage.
Let it dry on the plant.
The sea kelp, actually, man, you only need about 2 ounces of product. That's pretty much it. It's super.
2 ounces for how much square footage?
Per 1,000. It's
per 1,000. Okay.
Yeah, it's too much, man. Kelp actually helps me a lot through the summer stress, just like what Sean said earlier. That's actually the secret for down here for southern weather, southern turf, where it gets really, really hot, man. You're talking upper 90s and almost close to the 100 degrees, right? So kelp actually helps a lot with the stress, taking care of all that stress, because it's harsh, man. Especially as well when you get a drought weather and stuff like that. Kelp is going to help a lot. So that's why kelp is one of my favorite biostimulants, and as well as for a lot of people, man. Kelp is super huge in the lawn care community.
Yeah,
it's a must.
Yeah,
It's a must for a lawn enthusiast, for a goon, for everybody that likes to go outside. It's a must. It's a must, man. Kelp is going to help you guys a lot. Trust me.
Would it benefit if you applied it, like, so if you are getting like summer heat and stuff and you want to put it down, would it be better to put it down like late afternoon as temperatures are dropping and it cools off overnight, or early morning? Or what would you do?
I know a lot of spray techs, that own spraying companies, and they apply it throughout the hot summer, man. It doesn't really it just, as long as you don't apply too much of it, I think you're safe. But that's because I've seen people spray that throughout the lawn. That's the reason why I'm saying that.
David, I think he's asking more like morning, and then as it's heating up, or evening as it's cooling down. I think that's the question.
I guess as a DIYer, personal purpose, I'll wait until you can do it early in the morning, so it can at least dry out throughout the day. That's pretty much it.
Either or, really, I'd say.
Either or, yeah. But I would suggest it in the morning as a DIYer, early in the morning.
If you have like a typical residential sized lawn, maybe 8,000 square feet, whatever, not huge like Olee's or even Zach's, but these concentrates that you can get where you dilute it down, like how many applications do you think you could get? Like, would it last you like 1 or 2 seasons? I mean, obviously it depends on how much you're putting down, but if you're going to do, some applications throughout the year, what do you guys that are doing this? Cause I haven't, dipped my toes into that yet. So what do you guys, as far as, price wise and how long it lasts? Like how often do you guys have to buy more?
There's people that apply it every 6 weeks, man. There's other people. I know other people that apply it every 3 weeks. It just depends on the concentrate formula that you have, right? How well it's concentrated. But it's never it's always not like, it's always a good thing to drop it down. Like you will never hurt if you apply it.
Right. Yeah. Like I started using the Ecologels Cytogrow this year, and the application rate for that is only 0.8 ounces per thousand for your initial app, and then every month after that, it's only 0.4 ounces per thousand of the product itself. So it comes in a 32 ounce bottle, and I'm expecting that to last me through the year. Even using a little bit on the vegetable garden, I'm going to be doing this year.
So
You
on the
can
lawn,
go through that the year, but you'd be putting it out quite a bit. It sounds like. I mean, with your size of lawn, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I have 9,000-10,000 square feet, so quarter acre little suburban lot, but just go with the label, and most products, especially the kelp products, are like once a month applications. And just figure, sit down for a minute and do your FERT math and figure out how much you need to use per application, how many applications you're going to do a year, and then that'll tell you how much product you need for the season.
hey guys, so On the Lawn Training has a similar question to what I was going to ask. Soil tests are going to tell you about macros and micros, but how do you know if you've got enough biostimulant in there, and if it's enough, or can you add more? What's going to tell you if you have enough or need more?
Or can you put too much on? Is it something that you can do damage with? I don't know.
You really can't tell, man. You really there's no testing out there that would distinguish how much biostims are there. I guess it's your personal. You have to personally know what you're dropping, right?
Right.
But there's really nothing that would get the results for that kelp, molasses, humic, fulvic. There's none, man. There's really
just follow directions.
Well, and you could tell, humic affects your CEC level. So if your soil test is showing your CEC, and you're going crazy with, especially like a granular humic product, that can have a little bit of a change to your CEC. So you can tell some things from a soil test. But you're right. Most of these biostimulants, you just tell either by getting out there with like a soil probe and kind of seeing how your root development is, and kind of tracking that over time, or just kind of looking at the plant, and if it looks yellow or unhealthy, then you could start to investigate some of the biostimulants that are out there to kind of help that plant, the plant health.
So sea kelp is like a very small percentage of them, and maybe not even the most popular. So what's some other ones? What do we want to go to next? Let's get off kelp.
Yeah, it seems like kelp.
But I jumped in late. Did you guys talk about humic acid already?
No. What? No, we did not.
What is humic acid?
You guys want to touch on that a little bit? I mean, that's something that I use, but I'm still like, it sounds like it's something that maybe helps the microbes and the soil kind of take up nutrients in the roots, helps them. But I don't really know all the science behind it. If anybody else can explain that to me better than what I know. I'm putting it down, but I don't truly know why.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, I'm here to learn, you guys.
Well,
I can speak on this a little bit. I know last year was my first year using, I guess you can call it biostimulants from Green County for the next line, the Humic 12, the Aerate, the RGS, and using those. And I think I know if you went through my videos, I was probably using them wrong, because I probably applied way too much. But that was kind of going along the other question: how much is too much? How do you really know for sure? But everything turned out fine last year. I think because I was reading that humic my lawn should go down like maybe 2, maybe 3 times in the year. I think last year like every month, and I put down like 6 or 7 applications. But again, I didn't see any big differences. Like it's going to hurt your lawn. So with the humic, the Aerate, and the RGS, I mean, being the first time I've ever used biostimulants, it did great. It did amazing. So I mean, I don't know what else I can like humic, helps with root growth. I think that's the one thing I do know about that. The RGS, same thing, kind of thing. So, I mean, I'm kind of in the boat with a lot of people maybe in the chat. So, what do you guys think?
Well, I mean,
What's
humic.
up, Olee?
Yeah,
up, man?
Olee likes to use the humic.
Yeah, I use the Simple Lawn Solution stuff, either their normal humic acid or their Soyun, which they're actually named backwards if you ask me. But
I know, I was confused as can be.
yeah, sort of. They told me something about that, but I don't remember the story. But it's almost like they're named backwards. But I like the Soyun, which has seaweed, as they call it, I guess, #kelp. But I like it, and I rotate the two if I'm spraying. And I normally run a gallon to the acre. I really like the Soyun, which is, with their seaweed, whenever seeding, I like to put it down when I'm seeding. And there too, a gallon to the acre, which equals 3 ounces to the 1,000.
And are you putting down, is anybody putting down humic just when they fertilize, or is it like are people looking at it like a monthly treatment kind of part of the program?
I was always told to run it when you fertilize.
Yep. In my personal allotment, I can drop humic every time I spray. Literally, I can put it on my backpack sprayer. Humic will never be. It would always be there.
I'd say the main thing I use it for is to extend my fertilizer life, make my fertilizer work better, and it can unlock some nutrients. But I'm more going for that beneficial of making the fertilizer work better in a sense.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I was kind of using it too last year. Like I've said before, I'm not doing it this year just because my CECs are so high. But that's mostly when I was running it, was when I was fertilizing, just to help, like you said, Zach, to help that that fertilizer efficiency kind of bump up a little bit.
Hey Vince, what's that bottle you got sitting by you, Vince? What's that big jug?
This is 2.5 gallons of RGS from Greene County Fertilizer, and I put it down.
That's JP's
every 30 to 45 days or something like that. It's nice.
Okay.
You don't have to be very exact about it. Just whenever you got the time to throw some down, throw a little bit in a hose end sprayer or a backpack sprayer and just spread it out.
I actually ran out of the RGS a few months ago, man, and it did some work, man. You can really feel the difference in the soil, especially with the biostim pack that they have. You can actually separate them throughout every week or even monthly, and you'll get very great results when you're out there fertilizing. It's a good DIY pack. Very good.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
A lot of good products on the market. Yeah. I mean, it's not just, I have Greene County, I have Simple Lawn Solutions, I have Lawn Star, I have AgriGrow. I've got lots of different types I've been trying out, and they all work very well. I haven't tried any of the granular stuff. It's all been liquid. But I have seen nothing but just great things from using it. I feel like I've been using less water when using all this stuff too. That's just how I feel like I've been using less water.
Has anyone tried to mix their own biostims? No.
Can you do that?
Well, that goes along with lawn training
powder.
Kelp for less. Get the powders and get the powders and mix your own.
That's my go-to.
It's scientific.
That was
What about molasses?
Oh, huge.
On my pancakes.
Hey, before we get into the next subject, let's don't we have a couple giveaways tonight? Let's maybe plant the seeds for some of that later in the show.
Ooh.
Oh, let's talk about that. Cody.
Plant the seed.
What?
Ooh, plant the seed.
Yeah,
you got to put some kelp down if you're planting the seeds.
Yeah.
I heard we got some seeds next week coming, I heard.
Ooh, we do.
Oh, teaser.
Hint. So David, you want to kind of kick off the Pro Pete? We can get that chat going and get some names in the wheel.
actually, Propy, I was speaking with Propy. They were nice. They were kind enough to send us a hat. I get a golf ball and a pan to give away tonight. Let me go bring it. I actually forgot. Let me go bring it.
Yeah.
Okay,
All
while
right,
he's
so-
grabbing that, real quick, Vince, if you're putting down the Humic and the RGS, does that push growth at all?
No.
That doesn't cause you to mow more frequently, does it?
No. I mean, well, I guess it depends how you look at it. I mean, it's
push the nitrogen more.
It's meant to. My understanding is it's meant to take advantage of the nutrients that are already in the soil and make them readily available, catalyze them, and make them available for plant uptake, chelate them, right? So that's my understanding of those products. And so, yeah, like others were saying earlier, extending your fertilizer program, I think is the overall intent. So, I mean, I have lots of fertilizer down on the ground too when I'm doing that. So, I mean, it's just, I don't notice a significant difference after I spray that I have to mow more. I don't notice that. I mean, I can't tell a difference between that and just my typical fertilizer application.
So maybe if you have if your soil's pretty healthy as it is, it's maybe just optimizing the health. But if you maybe have poor soil and you're putting all this fertilizer down, you're not seeing improvement. Perhaps you could improve some of that, and you'll see some growth simply because it's better at taking up those nutrients that are there. Maybe something like that. Maybe it's not gonna be dramatic, but it just kind of optimizes your plants, I guess, their ability to take that up.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm laughing at Dave Bilecki here in the chat. What's up, Dave? Anyway, yeah. So
Dave, he got you.
You're starting to look like your shirt color there. A little bit.
Bringing on the red.
Anyway, yeah. So that's my understanding, is that it helps take advantage of the nutrients that may not be so readily available, that's already there in the soil, but not available to your plants for some nutrient uptake. So it chelates that, or catalyzes those nutrients that are there to make them available for use, and then extend the fertilizer applications, is my understanding.
Cool.
I'll tell you what would be a good one for everybody in the chat and right here. Pick you a section. Don't spray any humic. Don't spray any kelp. And then pick you a section and do spray it. The best thing to do is learn for yourself. See it for your own eyes.
Yeah.
I like it.
A lot of people push it to spray every 30 days. And if they can get you hooked every 30 days, that's just more money in their pocket. So do your own testing.
Yeah. I'm
be
honestly
honest.
I'm planning 4 times for the year. That's my plan. I'm gonna do 4 times. Just because that's the number I picked and that's what I'm gonna go with. And I think that's
high rate, Nate?
What's that?
Would it be at the high rate?
I'm probably just gonna go straight off the bottle. I'm gonna, whatever it says.
You're not gonna, okay. My bad.
Yeah. So that's my plan.
Right? They have the little spray thing, the bottle spray thing, the hose.
Yeah. So I'll connect mine to the hose in sprayer and do it that way. And like I said, I used it last year. And like I said, you get done and definitely smells like the ocean. When you get done. So.
Yeah.
So
it smells like the ocean coming straight out.
Yeah, I noticed that right away.
Sure.
I mean, it's got this brown color, so it's nice because you can see it coming out. But the only thing that I struggled with a little bit is like the particles. There's a lot of particles in there, and if you don't have the right end sprayer, it'll clog the tube. It'll plug up a little bit. I know they have different, like for simple lawn solutions, they have different colors of their sprayers. And you got to make sure you get the right one. I believe it's like brown. Is that right, Olee?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you got to get the one that's got a brown dot on it. And that one's going to flow a little bit better and you shouldn't have any issues. But if you don't use that one, it's going to clog up. But like I said, the nice part about it is you're spraying, it's brown. And then all of a sudden, if it's just straight water, you'll see it because it'll be clear. And then you got a jam or something like that. But I mean, I was just shaking that sucker and spraying, and it'd fade a little bit. So I'd shake it. But there's a couple times I had to take the hose out and unclog it, stuff like that. And then I realized I had the wrong one on there. So definitely that's a hot tip right there. Make sure you got the right colored dot if you're using simple lawn solutions. So
the other thing is they've got I believe a pink and a blue. And the reason they do that is certain chemicals will mix, don't mix with each other. And they want you to keep them with the color of the bottles. So that's something, certain things will not jar test, or certain things will not mix.
Come out of solution or something.
No,
I've only seen pictures of it, but I've never seen it in person, man. I know Ole's really good at showing that on his stories, but I've never tried Simple On solutions. So I've never seen how it works. Kind of interesting, though.
Yeah.
All right. We gonna get this Pro Pete going, or?
Yeah, let's do it. Look at it. I brought the hat, the lid.
I go golfing in that.
Golf ball and pen.
Okay.
Nice.
So David, if someone wants to be eligible, what are we gonna do? What do they gotta do?
Go ahead and comment on the live video right now that you're interested in the gear, and then we'll put you guys in little. Well, Brian will do the list, and then we'll get the thing going.
What do you want?
Type in Pro Pete.
Pro Pete N. Let's do it.
Hey, so while that's going on, I was going to bring up I don't even know if you consider it a biostimulant, but it's probably a quick little subject here. But has anybody ever used blood meal?
I've heard of that. I've heard people talking about blood meal.
So I don't know if anybody in the chat,
about that.
if anybody in the chat is from Canada. But I got a couple buddies in Canada, which they're probably watching. They didn't want me to mention their name, but they can't use certain chemicals and stuff. So they rely on a lot of, different methods. And, they say they put blood meal down when it's kind of cold out, when certain other, a lot of these products we're talking about need to break down in the heat, but blood meal thrives in the cold, and it actually has 11% nitrogen and also has iron in it. And it will start to break down and work in the cold when the other ones aren't. So
that's good. Good. It works in the cold for Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned the other day that they can't use like prodiamine and Dithiopyr over there, and I was like, people were asking me like, what can they use? I'm from Canada. I'm like, shoot, I'm from America. I don't know. I guess we don't have regulations down here. I'm at a loss. I was even Googling. I was like, can you? What do you mean you can't use it? And like, yeah, you can't. It's crazy. I don't know. I feel bad for
people. People will drive across the border and they'll buy it and like smuggle it back and stuff.
That's wild.
Yeah. They'll do that like Lorganite too.
Now we just tipped off all the Mounties are going to be sitting at the checkpoints looking for people's cars, Scott's bags.
Don't you know?
Cars.
Slashing the spare tires looking for pre-emergent. Yeah.
The fellas is.
I remember Olee, you were talking about blood meal, weren't you once? I know you said something about that once.
Yeah, there's what I was talking about is the people who want to mix their own humic. They want to buy powder. Blood Meal for Less offers a powder. I believe it's like 5 pounds for $30, and it makes 4 gallons of Humic 12. So that's something good to look at. Blood Meal for Less if you want to mix your own.
That's a lot cheaper than what I paid for Humic 12.
You didn't pay for water. You won't pay for water.
Yeah, that's true.
I've heard
Doesn't
about
have the full label though, right?
That one. I've actually heard about that one.
Yeah, the only downfall too is when you get done, you don't have all them 2.5 gallon jugs laying around.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, and kelp for less is another source for those powders too.
That's my source.
Kelp for less, blood meal for less. Dang. So with all these like for less places like this where you're mixing your own, how well does it mix? I mean, how well does it break down in that water? I mean, I think obviously with a lot of these, you might have a little bit of stragglers behind, but how good is it, Olee? Have you used it yet?
I've actually got 5 pounds to mix, and my understanding is use some warm water. It's just fine.
Warm water. Yep. That's what a lot of spraying companies do. Even myself, put it in warm water, let it dissolve probably overnight, get ready in the morning, start spraying.
Yeah,
take your drill and your paddle and hit it.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and even the liquid products we buy, from Green County Fert or Ecologel, you got to shake those up too before you use them to get everything kind of back in suspension and get the solution mixed up again out of the bottle. And another hot tip for you, Nate,
Oh,
tip
I'm listening.
tip the bottle on its side instead of like straight up and down, and you get an easier pour and less messy pour.
That's true.
You'll top half a bottle there if you do that. You do that way.
Use a funnel.
Yeah, you avoid this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, you don't
shirt.
get you don't get the Vince drip when you do it on its side.
Don't get that
Or
on
the-
the
or the-
shirt, Pete.
Yeah.
Vince.
Big old.
Leakage.
Definitely don't pour it on your driveway, and you mess up, you're gonna have a big old black spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cody's done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if it's got iron in it, it's gonna really, really screw up anything with concrete.
Yep.
What's up, Mark?
Mark.
Yeah, so I just got two questions. I think it's been a really good discussion. So I'm just curious for you guys. Like, I know I've seen people. I know Vince, I think, uses a paint mixer, and I've seen other people. Are you guys using, when you're spraying, like whether it's like an RGS, a Humic 12? I know we talked about simple lawn solutions, like comes with like a quart end sprayer. Are you guys typically applying these things through a hose end sprayer, like an ortho dial or a chameleon, or are you doing this through like a backpack sprayer and tank mixing?
I personally can't stand the ortho sprayers. Just saying it. Sorry. I know it's an unpopular opinion and everybody's using them. Every single one I've had, it's broke. I've wanted to throw the damn thing across my lawn. So I know Olee was trying to say something though. I think I cut him off. So if you want to keep going, man.
No, you good. I was just saying, depending on the square footage, at home I run the permagreen, so I buy it in 2.5 gallon jugs. And then at the shop, I got that little 3,500 square feet, and I run the little hose ends, so I can. It's something peaceful about those hose ends, just to go out there and start, walking backwards and hitting it with that. It's pretty peaceful.
Yes,
I mean, it's a really good way to get into spraying with the hose end sprayer. I still use it for little applications when I don't want to get my backpack sprayer out. But I've also sprayed out of my backpack sprayer. Both work fine. You just got to make sure you're calibrating your equipment so you're getting the right rates out over the right square footage that you're measuring out and measuring product for. And it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I know with me last year it was all ortho. I had no problem with it. Everyone talks about it. I had no problem or issues with it. It lasted through the whole season, but that's only one season. Maybe I had to go into this season, but this season I'm gonna stick to my backpack sprayer with all my liquid stuff, and I think that's gonna be better. But I think I'm just gonna retire the ortho. But I never had a problem with it. I enjoyed it. I tried the chameleon, which was horrible. And speaking of hose in sprayers, man, I know Vince over there. He's got a beast of a hose in sprayer over there. I like that thing. That Blue Mule. What is that?
Blue Mule Spray All 50B. It's like $100. It's over $100. It's expensive, but it works.
It's sweet. Yeah, I looked at it.
It works.
I was like, dang.
I looked at it.
Yeah, I mean, even golf courses use hose end sprayers, right? When they get the hose out on the putting green to spray wetting agent and kelp on the greens and stuff. So, they're not using orthos, but they have hose end sprayers a little bit more beefy and stuff. I think College Gel's giving one away this month on Instagram or something. One of the pro app sprayers that golf courses use.
Looks like we got quite a few guys in the chat actually are about the backpack sprayer. A lot of them don't want the hose end sprayers. Growing with Greg agrees that the ortho one sucks. Super TA's using the chameleon one. So a lot of them are with you there, Zach, on that. Let you know it sucks. And yeah, Dave Blecky says use a battery sprayer. So a lot of guys are on that backpack spraying trend.
You can also use the Lawngenuity 15 for
Oh yeah, on the Petra. On the Petra, of course. Yes, absolutely. Lawngenuity 10.
Something to think about though on your hose end sprayer is like I done a small app on that 3,500 square feet of granular fertilizer. And I went back over it with the hose end sprayer for the main purpose was to get down some of the simple lawn solutions. but also the added water to go ahead and start my granular fertilizer to break down.
Yeah,
That's
so like
true.
Back sprayer's not going to have that much carrier.
Right.
just like you said, that's what I'm gonna do with my pre-emerge. I'm gonna throw it down, and then I'm gonna hit it with the humic, and that's gonna be a little bit of the water. And then I know it's supposed to rain Monday, Tuesday, so that's why I'm gonna plan on doing it Saturday, Sunday. So that's kind of my plan. But same thought that you're doing, Olee. Give it some water to kind of kickstart that.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I've got all the names for our Pro Pete giveaway. Let's do that one so we can move on to the next one as well.
It should be all good to pull it up.
All right, to share
Pull
it.
it out. Pull it out.
Okay.
Pull it out on the internet here, Brian.
Here we go. Everything's
Pull it out
cleared
and slap
out.
it on the table.
Here we go. All right. So with all the names that picked up, we got 19.
Ew.
19 people are wanting to do this. So how many times should we shuffle? I don't want to do 9. We're 19.
2. Pro Pete.
2. All
Yeah.
right. Pro Pete 2. All right. So we're going to shuffle once and shuffle twice. Go. All right. So this is for the Pro Pete hat, golf ball, and pin. Here we go.
Let's go, Gary Edwards. It's my dad. Let's go. Nope, not gonna
Dave
get there.
Pilecki, come on, no.
Ooh, Jason Vaughn.
Jason, nice.
There you go.
He's been around a long time, so congratulations to him.
Yep.
Nice. Nice.
Always
Win.
showing support.
Yeah.
All right, thank you,
Congrats.
Jason. So reach out to David.
David?
Reach out to Mr. Lush Lawn, and you guys can work out the details and stuff.
Mr. Lush Lawn, newly YouTube famous from that
Yeah.
shout out
Hey.
Alan's video.
Woo.
Your YouTube.
I want your autograph now.
The one other thing I was curious to put out for you guys, I feel like the topic of carbon and biochar, soil amendment type stuff is also something that at least I get asked a lot about. How many of you guys are, playing with those products, whether it's like I know X Soil is a popular one, Lesco has a product, Carbon Pro G. There's a bunch out there. Are you guys using those? Have you seen results? Like, what's your guys' take on that?
I bought some Anderson's biochar for this year. I don't know why, so I'd love to find out why I bought it.
That was expensive.
Since we're giving
I need to get a Petra sprayer, you guys. I get all this granular stuff. I haven't dipped my toes in that yet.
Yeah, I mean, I used X Soil last year, and then I found out my organic matter is a little bit too high, so I'm stopping with the carbon products. But the theory is they get in there, and while they're breaking down, there are places for microbial activity to kind of it's like a hub for microbial activity, and then it improves the organic matter content of your soil. So I think that's kind of the theory behind putting those carbon based products down in your lawn, especially the granular ones like the X Soil, the product formerly known as X Soil, and the other biochar products like that.
Yeah, I'll be using Anderson's biochar as well. And there's a lot deep stuff to go down on, and okay, go ahead and say it.
That's what she said.
I set myself up for that, but Sean's right when he's talking in theory, but it kind of, when you put biochar down, that's going to be in your soil for like hundreds and hundreds of years. I mean, that's not just going to break down. That's going to sit in there right below your thatch layer and very slowly work down. And it's going to hold, the idea is it's going to hold nutrients kind of like a coral reef, and just hold nutrients right there for you. But on the other hand, you put too much down, certain conditions aren't right, it could actually lock up some nutrients too, essentially. So, but yeah, it's an interesting product. I had luck with it when seeding, and I'm gonna be using it a little bit this year.
As far as the carbon goes, your Pro Pete, it's a carbon-based fertilizer.
Yep.
Earthworks, carbon-based fertilizer. Screaming Green, any of the Caleris products, carbon-based. Just so So that's just, some FYI for people looking for a carbon-based style fertilizer.
Is that part of how they get their slow release, is by having it be in those carbon structures or whatever? Or does that have anything to do with it at all or not?
On Pro Peat it does, because it's wrapped up. It's wrapped up in the carbon / peat moss that they use, and as it breaks down, it releases the nitrogen.
Okay.
But,
Peat moss.
on Screaming Green or Caleris, they use different types of nitrogen to give you the slow feed.
Sure. Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and those kind of products too, if you're looking to, get them into your soil, we talked, I think last week, put them down when you core aerate. So that way they're actually getting down into the soil structure, and not that sitting on top of the soil is bad, but it's a little bit better to get them down into the root zone and down into the soil structure when your soil is actually opened after you've core aerated.
If you can incorporate, yes, sir.
Nice.
So speaking of aeration, is there a product that's liquid that can aerate your lawn?
You mean put holes in your yard? No, I don't think so.
It's called mechanical.
No. Last year again I used aerate, and I'm probably going to be doing the same thing this year. And I don't think it's some magical juice, but a lot of these, like we're talking about, these biostimulants, I think it's take time to build up to a great soil like that. And unless you're just gonna excavate everything out and bring some awesome soil in, but putting all these biostimulants in there, it's gonna be great over time. I don't think you're gonna see anything right off the bat with some of them, but I'm just looking forward to my soil looking better. And if aerate helps that, Humic 12 or RGS or microgreen, whatever, I'm all down for it. And this molasses, we need to talk about this molasses sometime, because I know Kenny Cooper was all about molasses, and I'm gonna just go throw some syrup down on my lawn right now.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is it actually syrup? I mean, is it just like a thick liquid that you're?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's a diluted molasses, and
Okay.
you get it down on your turf, especially when it's hot, and that really bumps up the microbial activity, and can aid in kind of the decomposition of the dead material that's kind of built up in your yard. It's not, it's obviously not going to be the same as like a power raking or even a dethatching, but it helps, and it really bumps up that microbial activity. I'm going to do a molasses treatment to see if it'll help my microbes kind of chew through my high organic matter that I have in my soil, to kind of see if that'll drop it down a little bit, get them kind of processing the organic matter that's in there. So if I eat pancakes while walking around my yard, that's actually a good thing, right? Well, I mean, it's not maple syrup. It's actually like molasses, like, that great flood of molasses in Boston that killed like 100 people. A tank of molasses burst open and ran down the street, and everybody got stuck in it and died.
What?
Yeah.
Does it
next
work?
episode, because we're talking about that.
Yeah. That's a different podcast.
Does it work as slow as molasses, or is it quick release?
Boo.
Oh, that was good.
That was a good one.
This might be a little bit off topic, but we're talking about all these biostimulants and things that kind of improve your soil health and all that kind of stuff, with these different products and all these different applications throughout the year. Would doing something like just getting some good topsoil and top dressing your lawn one season, would that kind of accomplish similar goals in just one fell swoop? Or are we looking at, is this different things we're doing? Are we trying to be more specific of what we're applying versus just applying some fresh soil down?
Yeah. Say that one more time.
Yeah. What was that again?
So, all these different products we're talking about, these biostimulants and stuff, we're essentially looking for ways to improve our soil health. So if you're like somebody like me, you got a lot of clay, it's a subdivision. I'm sure, it was minimal effort to put some sod down, that the soil's not all that great. Rather than season after season trying to slowly improve the soil health, would it be better just to buy some topsoil and top dress your yard with some quality local dirt or something like that instead of doing this? Or is it two different things we're talking about?
That would help if you were core plugging and then you done like a top dress. Now, something that I done is I have, real poor soil here, and I wanted to top dress so bad I couldn't stand it, compost. And I bought 200 yards, 5 tractor trailer loads of compost, rented a big machine compost for like 3 days straight, jumping from tractor to loader. And, you got to have special equipment to do that. And what I'm going to do from now on is I'm going to use something like Earthworks 343. It's a chicken manure stuff. And I think Zach has found a good contact for his. But you can spread that kind of stuff through your push spreader. And it's a lot. It's basically like what Exol was. It's a chicken-based top dressing that you can push through your push spreader. And would be ideal at core plugging.
Bill, I think what you're thinking of is, actually physically improving the structure of your soil versus, adding things and applying products that, kind of provoke a biological response from the plant. So, I think it might be too, Olee's definitely right. There are things we can do to kind of improve our soil, physically by adding, those organic matter, the composts, sand. But the biostimulants are more of a thing we do to kind of manipulate the biology of the plant in a way to kind of get it to respond to and grow healthier.
So sand has no nutrients. I know you said something about sand, but sand has 0 nutrient value. Just throwing that out there.
Not sand. I was thinking like topsoil. I mean, just whatever you would get to get some quality. Dirt you would top dress.
Where you get your topsoil, bro, because it has a lot of
weed seeds.
Yeah, man.
Right. Yeah.
No, I'm not saying
too. That's wholly separate. Yeah.
It's good to level and everything. I'm just saying as far as nutrient value and improving soil, activity, it's has 0 value.
Yeah. I think for me, the cost of renting the equipment and the effort and time and all that kind of stuff, it's a lot to justify where I'm at. So I like the idea of all these biostimulants and stuff. It's always a thought, every time I'm mowing and I'm bumping along, I'm like, gosh, I wish my lawn was more level, maybe this year or next year, but whatever you can do to make it healthier in the meantime, if top dress is not something you're ready to do or can afford to do, just a curiosity is something I wasn't sure about.
Now, when I say top dressing, I don't mean leveling. I mean,
right. Yeah. Right.
Not sand level. Now, one thing far as improving your soil in your yard is growing heavy turf. And in my mind, we're not going to start the debate on bagging wherever Mark is. But I return the clippings to the ground. I want to get that little bit of nitrogen out of my clippings and return that back down, and start building my own topsoil.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, sure.
Something that I want to dig into that I don't know a whole lot about, maybe somebody does, but root cycling. As you grow more grass and the roots grow and die, you improve your own soil. And I want to dig into that more here. Like I've actually seen my dirt change in the last 5 years just from growing healthy turf.
Yeah.
Well, hold on, Olee. I want to actually bring something up in the chat. It may have something to do with that. There was a great comment from Grass Doctor. He said that farmers in South Dakota have checked their soil health by burying their tidy whities. The more microbes you have in the soil, the more underwear are broken down when you uncover them a few months later. And then Growing Greg, I don't think this was planned. He said, would you get the compost checked for how much pee is in it? Would be worried about runoff if pee is high. So I don't know if they were talking about the underwear having pee in it, or that just kind
probably
of
probably phosphorus. Capital P, not PEE.
Yeah. Anyway, so we can go back to that question though. It was about getting the root cycling and stuff. So anybody have any comments?
I'm curious if the underwear had some skid marks in it.
Some people are asking that.
It wouldn't be a fair test.
What kind of dirty?
Yeah, I mean that's where the kelp products come in, Olee, because they promote that root growth, And then as the roots grow, they die a little bit. And then the dead roots become, new sites for the microbes to kind of live, and new organic matter that's really local to kind of the rest of the plant roots. And that cycle of growth and kind of death, and a little bit more growth and death, then that's exactly what you're talking about. So something like kelp, that's why I like it so much, because it helps with that. But kind of getting back to Bill's question a little bit too, of biostimulants aren't just about kind of improving like soil structure. I know we kind of talk a lot about humic and things like that, but there's even things like amino acids and like gibberellic acid that manipulate like a plant's cell health. Those are biostimulants you can put down too if you notice your plant's not looking too healthy. So, or you want to I think gibberellic acid kind of controls like seed head formation in a way too. So, there's all kinds of things that kind of fall within the category of biostimulants that aren't just about, making your soil better.
Yeah.
All right. I want to touch on one thing right quick, then I'll be quiet. Everybody talks, the liquid aeration. If you have a new site, or if you had construction done, or if you have seriously compacted soil, liquid aeration is not going to do jack diddly for you. I had a lot of dirt brought in here, and let's see, over 300 loads of dirt. So tractor and trailer or dump truck coming here, double 600 passes, and didn't think nothing about it. Was so happy to have flat ground, was so happy to have a house, was ready to seed grass. We went and back drug, made it pretty, and planted grass. And every July I could see where those dump trucks drove because the ground was so freaking hard. And I even walked out here with Mr. JP himself. I was fortunate enough to meet him, and we were going to hammer it with aerate. I ended up subsoiling, never touched it. So if you have, for somebody who's listening, if they're building a brand new house and they have nothing in the ground yet, no grass seed, have somebody come in and rip that. Have somebody come in there and loosen that up for you before you ever start. And then you won't have to worry about compaction. Because whenever they build a house, they drive trucks, dump trucks, boom trucks, setting trusses. I mean, they drive all over the yard, and compaction can be your worst enemy when you want to have a good looking turf, especially when it hits June and July, August. And if it's hard as a brick, the roots can't go. But anyway, I just want to say that liquid aeration is not going to fix a problem. If you have pretty decent, it may help you, yes, and improve, but it's not going to fix concrete.
Yeah.
It's not a substitute for mechanical aeration.
Right.
Not if you have a problem. Some people have really soft ground, and they may never need to do any kind of aeration because they really have soft ground. But if you have something that's brick hard, it's unless it's a liquid that's going to sit in and freeze, it ain't going to crack it open.
Well, even like he was saying, before you start is a good opportunity, because even if you have that heavy compaction way deep down, mechanical aeration isn't even going to help. I mean, really, like if it's real deep down and compacted. So, before you start, you notice, you got dump trucks and stuff driving on your lot. Yeah, you might want to just rip it all up real quick before you see.
I would have loved to known that back then, man. That would have saved me a lot of money and a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. That's soft.
Anybody that's starting fresh, bust it up,
That's where you need one of those
in the way, or you have power lines in the way. Have some fellow with a tractor come out there and subsoil or something.
That's what I was gonna say. You need one of those Iowa farmers to come in and just till the whole thing like they do their crop fields every year. Just turn it over.
I believe Dr. Greg posted he shared a post on his Instagram about that. It's actually very good information about aeration.
I saw he was shooting air down. He was like shooting air down a tee. That was pretty sweet.
Posted another one. Man, I forgot what was about it, but I know it was for sure about aeration. That not all soil needs it. So you guys might want to go look into that as well. So
who's Dr. Greg? He kind of sounds familiar a little bit.
Oh,
smart man.
Maybe next week we should ask him about it.
Oh.
Ooh, that's a good segue.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
What's going on next week, boys?
Yeah, so next week we're gonna have a couple special guests on the show with us. We're gonna have the grass doctor, Dr. Greg, that's who works for Mountain View Seeds. So we're gonna have a couple guys from Mountain View Seeds on the show next week, and we're gonna kind of dig into grass and kind of what that process is. You know, what makes that different from any other grass, and just kind of ask some questions and get to know that process a little bit.
Excited for that one.
Woohoo!
Yeah, this is. I mean, I think we've talked a little bit about having more of like a Q&A kind of format with them. So everybody tune in and bring your questions for the one of the leading grass seed companies that there is. So this is going to be a really cool opportunity to ask questions and a really cool opportunity to learn a lot about grass seed from them.
Can't wait.
Ole's actually giving away a Mountain View Seeds hat right now on his Instagram. So
yeah, man, thank you for saying that.
Yeah,
so
get on over to Ole's page.
Yeah, and speaking of hat, don't we have one last thing to do too?
We're segueing good to this.
We
night.
do. Hey, we're just
Damn.
It's like flowing.
Yeah,
let's do that next one.
Here.
Yeah, so we reached out to Toro, which is more known for their sunglasses. I know a lot of people. Homestead's got like 3 or 4 pairs because he wins every giveaway.
He wins this one.
He'll probably win the hat too. But yeah, we reached out to them, and they've been giving out a hat when you buy sunglasses. So we reached out to them, said, "Hey, would you be willing to give out a hat?" And they actually have a nice green one. We posted it on our Instagram page, but it's the lawn green. So that's what we're going to give away. But we got a wheel with some names to be eligible for that one. That's not anything in the chat. That had to be done on the Instagram page. So for those people that did, tag some people, follow them, follow us. You got your names in a wheel, and we'll spend that now.
All right, so sharing the screen here.
Get it up, Brian.
Yeah, pull it out again, Brian.
Here.
Pull it out.
All right, so here's our here's for the Toro hat. We got 12 entries. People got on and shared, and like Nate said, tagged and reposted, all that kind of stuff. So
hey, whoa. I don't see my name in there. I definitely want to win that hat. What the heck?
You might have to put some crayons together and color your other one or something. Do that. All right, so let's do 3 shuffles here. I'm worried about Homestead. He's on here twice. So 1.
I'll get him off.
3. All right, full screen.
Get him off.
Right.
It's gonna be Homestead.
Oh shit.
Nope.
Lawn Junkie.
James.
Right.
Oh.
Congratulations.
You know what? He wins a lot too.
Yeah.
So I'll reach out to the Lawn Junkie, and we'll coordinate that with Toro and get that hat sent your way.
Yeah, and before we end the show, I got some St. Patrick's Day lawn tips. If you're finding 4-leaf clovers in your lawn, find a herbicide with triclopyr in it. That'll knock out your clover problem. And if you want to get your lawn extra green for St. Patrick's Day, hit it with a little bit of extra nitrogen and a liquid iron product, and you'll have a nice dark green lawn for St. Patrick's Day. So there you go. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Unless you got some real low soil temps.
Well, maybe celebrate St. Patrick's Day in October. Your lawn will look a little bit better.
All right, we're ready to go.
And we have some nice comments saying that show keeps on getting better and better, man. Means a lot, guys. That's nice.
Appreciate everybody.
Yeah,
appreciate the support.
Make sure to like and subscribe, and I always say hit that bell so you get the notice when the next episode drops next Tuesday. It's going to be a good one with Mountain View Seeds. So looking forward to everybody joining.
If you guys want to meet someone that's really, really knowledgeable on his stuff, Dr. Greg is the guy, guys. For real.
Dr. Greg.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yes, all right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the support, and we'll see you guys next week.
All right, guys.
All right, let's go.
Go Hawks.